Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to hit some fiction and non-fiction book reviews and opinions. It's been a minute since I've done this, but I've accumulated enough that we can do one of these today. If you're new here, my name is Rita Slanina. I am an actress and author of the Harbor Excursions novella series. Book 2 is on its way, due for a July release. Welcome, and let's just get started.
I'm going to do a couple of book reviews. They've sort of just been sitting on the shelf. I wrapped a couple of books of it that were on my TBR shelf. Yay! So excited. So let's get to it. The first book that I want to touch on is How to Be a Good Wife by Emma Chapman. This, I hate giving bad reviews. I hate giving bad reviews to books. I know how hard it is to write a book and how long it can take, but this was a bestseller list. This was a New York Times bestseller list, and How to Be a Good Wife, the title, comes from a book that her mother-in-law gives the main character. It's a book on how to be a good wife. It has rules in the book, which these rules are sprinkled throughout the chapters until it stops. It randomly stops. Like middle of the book-ish, maybe, and then we don't hear about it again. I'm going, okay, that kind of helped me stay into the book, because I thought, okay, so she keeps referencing sarcastically these rules of the book, and the rules would be something similar to, like, your husband has a hot plate of food
waiting for him when he gets home from work.
Don't ever shout. He wants a happy, peaceful life when he comes into the room. Whatever, things like that. Then there's a lot of repetitiveness throughout this book too. So is she, and I'm going to just give it to you. Here's the thing. Is it she's mentally ill and she's remembering something and it's not real? Or is she seeing ghosts and spirits? And they sort of keep you on this, she keeps you on this back and forth on that throughout the whole book, and never answers that, by the way. So maybe you're intrigued by my frustration and you do want to give it a look, but I would say no. In the end, she takes her clothes off, walks into the lake, and drowns herself. So there are so many things that did not get answered, and it was very unsatisfying at the end. So I'm very sorry, Emma Chapman, that I'm giving you a bad review. I'm very sorry. I don't like to do it. I just felt like there were so many holes, and it's not a novella where, oh, there's another book coming, so those holes could possibly be answered and filled in the next installment. Nope, it's a standalone. And The Life We Bury by Alan Eskins. This was good. I could see this in a movie playing in my head. The pacing was good. The storyline was good. Lots of plot twists. They keep you, the author keeps you going until the very end. It never got boring for me. I wouldn't say it's a quick read, but I wouldn't say it's a slow read either. I would definitely recommend this one. So The Life We Bury. This is about a college student who has to do a thesis for his, I think it's for your master's, but he doesn't really want to do it. And he ends up choosing a man who was convicted of murder. Now, he goes and interviews the murderer, who's dying of cancer now, but the murderer is saying, I've not done this, I did not do this. Even his best friend is like, he did not do this, somebody else set him up, blah, blah, blah. And this sort of turns into a whodunit, because now you have the college student, I believe his character's name is Joe Talbert. He and his girlfriend Lila, they start going on this sort of wild goose chase, like serendipitously, because they're starting to believe him. And I don't want to give too much away, because I actually would encourage anyone to read. This is a fun winter read. It's adventure. There's some drama. closed door romance. There's only, I think, one scene in there that was adult in nature. But it's very short and very quick. I actually don't even remember if it was open or closed door because I usually skip over those parts. But it was really good, and I think you may enjoy this. So even when you think you know who the murderer ultimately is it the convicted murderer that we're interviewing, Carl Iverson? I don't know. Or is it the person whose breadcrumbs that have trailed us to? Or is there going to be some crazy twist at the end and it's completely someone else? You'll have to read it. This was good. Start with is Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. This is an older book from, let's see, what's the, I'm going to say 2018, copyright 2018. So this is an older book, but a lot of it seems still very relevant. If you're curious how to approach your social media game with your business and marketing and, you know, widening your audience, I think this is still a good option. I took a lot of notes on this. This was a reread for me. He talks about, I would say the only thing that isn't as, okay, musical.ly, I don't think that was still relevant. I think while some people got a lot of traction using that, it's not even a thing. Like, I don't know anyone who uses that platform, and I'm a musician, so being a musician, you would think I would know people who use it successfully. People haven't even heard of that. He touches a little bit on podcasts, creating your pillars. It's really great. So Snapchat, I stopped using Snapchat for a long time, but I started picking it back up again and remembered how much fun the filters are, actually. So, and then I use that for my throwaway content, which he talks a lot about. So I would really give this one a read. You could probably find it on audiobook as well. So Crushing It by Gary. The next book on my list is How to Make Your Man Behave in 21 Days or Less Using the Secrets of Professional Dog Trainers. I didn't like this. I thought this was like cruel. I thought it was a very cruel book. It's by Karen Salmonson and illustrated by Allison Seifler. And sorry if I butchered your names. I think the idea of this in a humorous fashion would have been great. However, that being said, I thought this was just a cruel book. Like, obviously the title caught my attention. It was from the free library in town. I just grabbed it from one of the free library boxes. You always find interesting titles. I found some really interesting books that way. And I don't recommend this. I don't recommend this. Says, here's one right now that's just weird. I don't like it. From day one, you must seize the leadership role. Remain tough. Never be extra nice to a dog who's misbehaving in hopes of winning him over. You must refuse to pet or play with a disobedient dog, resisting the lure of his puppy dog eyes. He'll get the hint. Who's boss? This feels like you're encouraging a power struggle in a relationship. That is not a good approach in a relationship. You're in a partnership, not a power struggle. So I'm going to say no to this. Don't bother. Don't bother. This was a reread. Kind is the New Classy by Candace Cameron Bure. I think she has since dropped the Cameron part and is only going by Candace Bure. Another delightful reread that I really enjoyed. A lot of biblical referencing, which I'm always a fan of. And it can actually, if you want to do your own note-taking, I know a lot of people do note-taking with books, annotations. I don't do any of that. I'm just not good at it. It just feels like so extra for me. But honestly, a lot of good advice, like right here. Empowered versus empowered, right? So IN powered versus EM powered. There's a difference between being an empowered woman and being one who is empowered by the Holy Spirit. So that gives you a good idea of where she's going with this. Let's see if there's another one. Yeah, she talks about how to shift your mindset in the mornings, how to aim high and stay grounded, and doing it all in a kind and classy fashion. So I love this book. I've probably reread this book 3 or 4 times actually, but I've got a good handle on it, and I really think that I can pass this along to a friend who may like this. So this was a really good one. Build Your Author Platform by Carol Gilleen and Michael McAllister. This has been far more useful than I thought it was going to be. It's a circa 2015 copyright, I believe, or 14. No, actually, it might even be 12. No. Hold on. (2014). So this is a 2014 Building Your Author Platform. I am still trying to get through this. It has taken me months to get through this. It's obviously not can self-help or business-related books be fun? I'm not sure there's an answer to that that is positive. I think knowledge is power, and I believe that learning, if you really want to chomp something down and nom it and enjoy the book, in this type of book, a nonfiction business related book, I would suggest it's probably not fun. But I'm learning so much, and so far the only section that was not relevant was Google Plus. Was the only thing not relevant, because Google Plus has been, it's gone. So it was not successful. I think Gary Vaynerchuk thought it was going to be successful. I think this book was telling you that it's going to just pop off. It's going to be like a hot ticket to really grow your audience and engage and build your email list. No. So Google Plus is gone. So that was the only thing so far that had not been relevant. Other than that, everything has been relevant. I've only, I think, 2 chapters left in this. It's just why I'm just going to review it now, because I'm sailing now. Now I'm past the halfway point, and I'm only at 2 or 3 chapters left. And they're just talking about the marketing and promoting aspect in the last couple chapters. But I found that there were things in here that I did not do. I did not have certain aspects of my website cleaned up like this. So for the most part, if you go to my website, it looks pretty good. It looks professional. It looks not super messy. You know, it's not a lot of chaos going on. I mean, sometimes I feel like I go a little overboard with the design aspect, but that's just fun for me. But what they did say you should do is have additional pages on your website that go to each book that you have. I didn't have that. I just had one, media page, or I had my shop and product page, and they were all in there, in each page, but they did not have their own links to their own book page. And that was something I did not do. And I'm still working on that, because I wanted to get through this book before I implemented all the things. So this is definitely a good one. I actually found this in the little library. Say what? I know. You never know what you find in a little library where people are offloading their old books. So this was a good book. I would definitely highly recommend this book. Thank you guys so much for watching. What books are you reading? I know a lot of my friends here are doing a lot of fiction books and themed fiction books for, summer, and I don't know. There's a lot of themes going on and readathons, which are amazing. They're great. But I don't seem to find very much for when I'm in a nonfiction era, and I'm pretty much in a nonfiction era right now. I have a bookshelf TBR that's more nonfiction than fiction right now. So I really wanted to kind of start tackling that. And I may be doing that through the summer, which I don't like doing in the summer. But I'm also in the middle or toward the end of a new book launch. So Harbor Excursions 2, the offshore account, is set for release this summer. I am looking at a June, July release date, and I am super ecstatic to share this with you. And stay tuned because I will have a cover reveal soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. Please like, comment in the description below. I love to hear from you. Share and subscribe if you haven't already. So thank you. All right. Have a great one. See you next time.